One sec.
You gotta get a different way to open that.
Yeah. Wasn't it a couple weeks ago whenever like the lead in that division changed hands like 3 times in 3 days? Yeah. Like the Dodgers, the Rockies, and the D-backs all held it and like.
Mm-hmm. And the D-backs are falling flat on their face.
It's fucking.
They are now 78 and 74.
That's bad.
It's an even year, and the Giants are not in the playoffs.
Oh no, what's going on? My name's Colin Bell, and this is Deven Woolman joining me tonight, and we're going to talk a little bit of everything. It's the first episode of I Hope Mini, and let's just get right into it, man. Before we start talking NFL and MLB and some specific sports, did you hear the big news? LeBron James has signed up. He's going to be part of Space Jam 2. Space Jam 2. My only thing is Michael Jordan has to be in it, right? Like, he has to be in it.
I mean, I would hope so, but
I mean,
he's going to be a flash-in.
The report I saw right before we started here was that, yeah, his role is undetermined still. It's to be determined. So we'll have to see.
He might be the Monstars coach.
Right, right. So, like I said, I want to make this like a once a week video or something like that, where we just get together, shoot the shit, talk shit on each other's sports teams. This is my buddy Deven. We've been friends since high school. He's been whooping my ass on Madden since like 2012.
We've been friends for going on 10 years now.
Yeah, just about.
Going on 10 years.
Just about. And
hated him every day of it.
Oh yeah.
Much love, love.
Many heated arguments, and we've been pissed at each other a lot, like multiple times about difference in sporting opinions. As you can see, we'll get into that later about Deven's questionable fanhoods. But before anything, we are in the same fantasy league, and I'm not gonna have the worst team in the league this year. Normally, I don't know if I've ever won more than two games
you might have won 2 games.
Yeah, I've been in this league since high school, and I don't know if I've won
with a 1-year hiatus because you were mad at Charles. The first year he tore his ACL, you're like, I'm done playing, so you took a year hiatus.
Yeah, and
then you draft a running back every year in the first round. And he tears his ACL every year, and then he quit.
Oh, it's bad news for Zeke Elliott. Listening, I'm sorry, but if you went number 5,
yes, that's what I like to see.
Donuts.
Zeke is done.
But I want my credit. Everybody gave me shit. Everyone laughed at me when I picked Patrick Mahomes. Oh, he was the second quarterback I took. I took Stafford first, which is clearly not a good idea. But Mahomes, and I know our league scoring is a little different than like a standard league, but he put up like 62 last week. And he definitely between him and Kareem Hunt and Travis Kelce and Zeke Elliott, I feel like my team's pretty decent.
Your team's solid.
If Mahomes can put up, obviously he's not going to put up 60 every week. I think it was like 38-40.
Oh, we're definitely getting into that too, because Chiefs fans, calm down.
Yeah.
Calm
Deven is
down.
here to bring
reality.
Cloud9 Chiefs fans like me down a little bit. I'm going to do my best to convince him that we will win the Super Bowl this year, but...
Tom Brady's going to have something to say about that.
The thing is, he thinks I'm kidding right now. So, yeah, fantasy football.
I'm 0-2.
Yeah, he might have one of the worst teams in the league
this year. No, I traded Rodgers. My team's better.
Yeah, so...
and Wentz is back.
Okay, you had Wentz?
I drafted Wentz after Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Wentz was my backup, so I traded Rodgers, and I'm upgraded.
Okay.
I'm upgraded.
Yeah,
but my first-round pick is still
so what
not
exactly
there.
was the trade? Because there's a little drama with this in our league.
There is.
Jackson's not happy about it.
Yeah, Jackson
quote-unquote shit the league. Jackson, we apologize. We're going to explain ourselves right here. So what exactly was the trade?
Okay, before we get started, my uncle is a die-hard Green Bay Packers fan. I mean die-hard. So I traded him Aaron. Yes.
Okay.
He's Professor Griffin.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. And it's funny because I play him either this week, I think.
Did I play him this last week?
I think you played him last week.
Oh, yeah, I shit on him. I doubled the score.
Easily. And I traded him Aaron Rodgers and Derrick Henry, who is mediocre at best, in my opinion, for Melvin Gordon, David Johnson, and Jimmy Garoppolo. I definitely won that trade, but I knew who I was trading with. And every fantasy owner out there loves what I just did.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's the thing. That's a weakness. I mean, if you've got... Clearly, I have a Chiefs weakness because I drafted Kareem Hunt in the 2nd round, I drafted Kelce in the 4th, and I drafted Mahomes way sooner than Mahomes should have gone before the season.
Absolutely.
And luckily it worked out for me, but still, I was so happy. I had so many Chiefs whenever Tyreek Hill ran the punt return back, and like when he scored the touchdown against the Chargers, I'm like, let's fucking go. I got Tyreek on my team, and I look and I'm like, oh no, I don't. I have everyone else. So
yeah, you've got 3 of the 4. My dad's got Tyreek, and I'm sure you can get him.
I'm sure I could. I mean, your dad drafted the Chiefs defense in fantasy before I drafted.
I think in the 6th or 7th round.
Before I drafted the Vikings.
Before week 1, he dropped. They are no longer on his team.
Yeah.
And we're breaking tables.
We can cut that out. Enough about fantasy football. I guess in local news.
Jeffrey's still a bitch.
Jeffrey, you kind of are.
You're still a bitch.
If you're watching,
and I will tag you in this video.
If you're watching
that
this
way
many minutes into it, I appreciate you, but yeah.
No, you're gonna watch it. I know where you live.
I hope so. Local news, just real fast. I wanted to mention this because this is something I really like to see. Old Kemper Arena, back where I used to go watch like brigade games and shit.
I saw the Kings play there.
Oh my god, yeah. So
one
Kemper
time,
Arena's got some history.
Yeah.
Obviously, since the Sprint Center opened, since even before that, it's been a dump. It's kind of always been a dump, but I guess it's now named Hy-Vee Arena, and it's got 12 basketball/volleyball courts inside. They're going to add 36 pickleball courts to it. So, I mean, in that area, I think that's a really cool thing to do, a really cool thing to have down there, and it's nice to see the thing put to use rather than just being a big, empty, ugly building with those, like, pipes.
The only thing I've ever seen them do with it is, like, some motocross or Monster Jam or...
Right. Oh, I think I did go see
I've seen
a rodeo.
Yeah,
I saw
they've
a
had
rodeo there as a
there.
little kid.
I mean, they've used it, but I'm glad they're renovating it. It definitely needed some pickups, touch-ups. It's nice to see Kansas City stepping up.
Now if we can just get an NBA team or an NHL team in the Sprint Center. But hey.
You know what?
The issue is the Sprint Center makes too much money, man. That's 41 concerts that they can't have. Or that's 41, dates that they can't use that they would honestly sell more tickets. Because the thing is, you bring in an NBA team, it's either going to be an expansion team, which would be not very good at the beginning, or it would be a
relocation.
But it'd be like the Kings, or like it's not, like the Thunder aren't going to fucking relocate again. An NBA playoff team isn't going to relocate, so it's, I mean, if we pack the thing 30% every night, then they know they're not going to make enough money, which sucks. But
and Kansas City's on the list. I mean, obviously, I think Seattle's going to get a team back.
Yeah,
before
lots of rumors about the NBA to Kansas City.
There is definitely more qualified bigger cities that have the basketball go to. Most Kansas City fans I know around here are Thunder fans, Lakers fans, Celtics,
exactly.
Now the Warriors. I mean, how can you not?
Well, and that's another issue. I mean, how many Kansas City fans? Like, I'm a Celtics fan. I've been a Celtics fan since like 2005, 2006 because I really finally got into the NBA. I liked Paul Pierce. I'm a Kansas fan. Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I rooted for him, and I still have, even after Rivers and the whole crew left, and they were shitty for a few years, and now they're good again. But
are they good, or is the East bad?
The Celtics are good. I mean, the Celtics have got to be the favorite in the East to go to the finals.
Oh, I would say them or Toronto.
The Raptors do have Kawhi Leonard now, so that but I still got the Celtics. I mean, with Gordon Hayward, assuming he stays healthy,
and
assuming all of them stay healthy. Right, Kyrie,
yeah.
We didn't have him in the playoffs last year either.
Yeah,
which is wild. We still took Boston 7 games.
Yeah.
So
Boston is the Celtics.
If I had $1 for every time I did that, we still took Cleveland 7 games.
Yeah,
but I mean, end of the day, I think Kansas City can get an NBA team.
I would like them to.
Future.
I think it'd be fun. I think you're still probably 15 years away. We need to get our suburbs out,
right?
Get the fan here. I mean, everybody loves basketball. I get it, but we're still a ways away here in Kansas City.
Right. Well, our first sport we're going to talk about is the primary sport. The NFL just started up. Obviously, it's well documented which team I'm a fan of, and questionable fanhood. Who's your team, sir?
My team, and it has been for as many years as you've been a Celtics fan, if not longer. I am a defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles fan, and I have rooted for him since Andy Reid was the coach. Yeah, the Big Red Tomato. He was an Eagles coach first, so we're going to go there.
We appreciate him until January. We appreciate him until January. And in the last 6 minutes of close games.
Absolutely. I was rooting for the Eagles when Todd Pinkston was their #1 on the depth chart, and Deuce Staley was their running back. We'll put it that way.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's been a long time. I just give Willman shit because he's a fan of a bunch of different teams, and every time, like, I talk to him, I feel like, or, like, in high school, all those teams are fucking good. Like, there was a span in high school whenever the Cardinals won. It's like the Cardinals won, UConn basketball won.
Yeah. The Mavericks.
The Mavericks won.
They
all
were
that
all,
same, like, year.
And I can name the year.
You.
It's 2011. I was a junior.
Yeah.
I was a junior in high school.
I mean, I know, like, I've been friends with him long enough that I know that he's been fans of these teams, but, I mean, he did get a lot of shit because it's like, oh, I'm a Cardinals fan. But obviously that was 2011. It's now 2018.
And I'm still those fans. I will be.
And honestly, the only issue I've got is with the fucking Cardinals. I mean, they suck. I hate Cardinals. I hate most Cardinals fans, but you hate a lot of Royals fans, and I see where you're coming from. So, like,
we'll put it this way. Well, yeah, we have the arrogance, and I get it, but we also pack the stadium every game, every year. We are one of 3 teams this year to surpass 3 million in attendance. Yankees and Dodgers are the other 2. Fenway's are right. The Red Sox are right behind it. But we're clearly the fan base that goes, roots, no matter what, winning or losing. Because, I mean, we obviously have the history of being close, being there, fighting for a playoff spot. We are again.
And I think,
and the Royals' 4-year span, don't get me wrong, it was great, and they deserved it.
And like I said, the Royals hit the 3 million mark in 2015, which obviously it's the World Series year.
Yep.
And I think that's one of your issues with the team, and I think it's valid, is that there's a lot of fake Royals fans. There's a lot of Royals fans,
absolutely,
who were fans from 2013, the end of 2013 to 2016. That's it.
I mean,
2013 they went 86 and 70. 2013 they went 86 and 76. 2012 they still lost like 91.
Right, but they were fans because they ended up bringing up Hosmer that year, Moustakas. They did make the Greinke trade win 2010.
Yeah, it was something
2009. So they were coming up with Alcides and Kane, and everyone was coming in. So I mean, people were starting to pick it up, which I'm cool with. I'm 100% back your team, but throwing shade at me for rooting for my team because it's good.
And my only thing, and like Cardinals fans, obviously, I think get a lot of hate because there's that best fans in baseball Twitter account that just like the thing is, like, if you look hard enough, every team's gonna have fans like
absolutely.
that, like racist fans and just dumb fans who can't spell anything in the Facebook comments.
And
I understand that, but
I don't take them serious.
Right. I mean,
I don't take them
serious. The thing is with best fans in baseball, first of all, it's now got like hundreds of thousands of followers that every time they see this from someone with a Cardinals hat on in their Facebook profile picture, it gets screenshotted and sent to Twitter. So it happens more. Not that I hate that I'm sitting here defending Cardinals fans too, because I really do. I hate Cardinals fans. Like,
I get
there's this guy, but then like there's a lot of Cardinals fans that are just douchebags, man.
They are. I mean, but that's every team.
That's what,
and that's and like I said, it's the known history of Cardinals fans. They can be arrogant because they know their team's going to be there. I'm not saying they're going to be good every year, but there's that chance every single year. And that's where they get their arrogance. It's just like Patriots fans now. Oh, well, we got Tom Brady, so we're going to get there. Well, yeah, you know you got the best, if not. I mean, I'm just saying, he's probably the best quarterback still.
And my only thing to what you said is, the 3 million in attendance. But, I mean, I get Royals fans, too. There's not a whole lot of diehard ones. Like, you know me, I've rooted for the Royals back 2009 freshman year. Like, we had no hope. We didn't have...
Yeah, no.
Our first baseman was Keila Kaiahue, man. Like, it was bad. And I was still rooting for him, man. I was still, you know... but there are a lot of fans that don't. And my only thing is, Cardinals fans have never had a 25-year drought.
Well, no. That's what I'm saying. That's where you get the arrogance.
And honestly, that's the thing, is like, that's a drought of over a generation. It's like, my mom has a bunch of 80s baseball cards and shit. And the thing is, from the time my mom graduated high school to the time I was 17, 18, watching the Royals clinch the playoffs at my place of work, the Royals were shit. So it's like, what was the point of telling me about all that growing up? Well, I mean, she didn't care until they were good again. And I don't blame her. I mean, when you've watched a team, like, she literally took notes. Like, she kept the scorecards, and I probably have them here somewhere. Like, the George Brett Pine Tar game, she has, like, the note, like, she kept the score of that game and, like, has the umpire's name. Like, he's a fucking douche, and, like, wrote what happened. Like, it's really cool, and it was really cool the first time I heard that, like, about how
there's
into
passionate.
baseball she was.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely,
I think some of that came back, but there are a lot that don't care when they're bad, and obviously... It would really help if they did, if they would get out there. I mean, go enjoy games and stuff. That's more revenue for the team.
I get it. Like, when your team is bad, you're not going to want to go pay the money to go. And I get that. I mean, trust me, I'm a stingy motherfucker too.
Right.
But
you
got to get out there and support your team. Like, you guys complain. I mean, I'm not saying you guys, but I'm just saying in general. Fans complain when their team isn't performing on the field, and they get these free agent guys out there that they can't keep because they can't pay them. Well, fans are the reason that they can pay these guys. When you go to the games, the team gets the money. That's how they pay their players. It's not just owning the stadium. You got to get out there and support.
One sec.
You got to get a different way to open that.
Yeah, well, I know we said we were going to start off with NFL, but we got to talking about his fanhood, and we got to talking about some baseball, so let's just keep on going, man. The Royals obviously have not had a good season. It's the first year since the loss of Eric Hosmer, Lorenzo Cain. Mike Moustakas obviously traded this year.
Yeah.
We signed him back for the beginning of the year, but in the last month, it's really not looked too bad. I mean, we were really hot at home.
Yeah.
We won like 9 of 11 at home or something. We had 3 or 4
16 of
walk-offs.
19 is what I've heard.
16 of 9, yeah. I mean, just we've been really good at home, and some guys have shown some promise, man. I mean, Adalberto Mondesi's
playing
power plus speed has been amazing.
I think he leads the American. He might lead the majors.
He doesn't
in steals.
just because he hasn't been up the whole year.
I'm just saying from the
Merrifield
break.
is
From
tied.
the break.
Oh yeah,
From the break, I think he leads the MLB. If not the MLB, it's definitely the American League in stolen bases.
Yeah. You got him. You got Hunter Dozier, who's been good since he's come up here. You've got
who's O'Hearn? Is it O'Hearn?
Ryan O'Hearn. He's a first baseman.
Yeah, he's
and
pretty solid.
I was reading something about him just being a total fluke. I mean, no one really expected him to come up. He was a guy who
he's
was
hitting the ball.
Right. He
is.
And
hitting
then you've
the ball.
got guys in the minor league. Obviously, we know about all the pitchers we drafted in this draft who are college pitchers. They're going to be closer to being ready than a high school guy would. You got Nicky Lopez. You got the Suli Matias. Those power hitters, those really good bats down in the minor leagues.
Speaking of pitchers, I got to jump on this real quick. I'm going to give a shout out to my buddy Matt Hall. Just got called up to Detroit.
Yeah, I saw that.
Known that guy since I was about 9 years old. Props to you, my friend. Go get it.
Good luck, man. That's awesome. I've heard of him. I don't know him personally, but that's a really cool. I read that a couple days ago, and I know a lot of people.
I think he made his MLB debut. I think it was Saturday, if not Friday. It was one of those 2 days. I wasn't actually able to watch the game, but I saw some pictures. Go get it, my friend.
That's pretty awesome, man. Anyways, like we were saying, the Royals. Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Minor leaguers, pitching, hitters.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, like we were saying, the Royals at the beginning of the year were on pace to lose the team record by far amount of games.
I think at one point they were projected to lose like 120.
Yeah, which would be the record. The record for losses is 119 by the Tigers in like 06, 05.
Well, it wasn't 06. They played the Cardinals in the...
Oh, shit. Or 07 or 08 maybe. It was But that was the record, and we were on pace to beat it for a while. So for them to come back, we actually just lost our 100th game tonight.
They won last night? Oh, yeah,
No, they got swept. We got swept by Pittsburgh. They walked us off like the first 2 games or something. We had leads, but that's the issue with the Royals. We've got to find bullpen. We got to find probably one more, at least 2 more starters, because you got Duffy, you got Brad Keller, who's looked really good. You got Jacob Junis, who I think is viable. Ian Kennedy, I think, needs to be gone. I don't know if he's got another year left.
I think Duffy gets traded next year. I think Kennedy's probably going to get released, if not traded. I think he's getting paid too much money to keep him around, but I don't know what you're going to get. I just don't. I don't know what you're going to get. Yeah. Hamill's probably going to be gone. I think it's his contract year anyway.
I mean, Hamill's hurt too.
He pitched last night.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
he's back.
He came out of the bullpen.
Oh, out of the bullpen. Oh, yeah, he got
and I think he gave up the home run to tie it.
Probably. I mean, as far as trades go, though, Danny Duffy, whoever, I think it depends a lot on how close the Dayton Moore thinks these Royals are. And that was one thing I wanted to ask you. Is, I mean, how do you? I think the answer depends on how the Royals want to do this, because I think if the Royals want to be relevant again in a year or two, I think they can absolutely go out and sign a couple pitchers. They can make a couple trades maybe to get some minor league guys in. I think if the Royals want to just build a team that's so good that they can trade prospects for guys like Zobrist, that they've got an abundance of players, an abundance of pitchers, I think it's going to take longer. I think that guys like Hunter Dozier, like Ryan O'Hearn, guys like that won't even be on that team if that's the way that they want to go, because those guys are going to be traded for more prospects.
They're going to be your trade piece. They're going to be your Will Myers type thing, yeah.
When we say the Royals are a couple pitchers away from being relevant, that's only on the major league side. I mean, that gives you nothing in the minor leagues to trade that gives you, for a guy if you want to improve at the break. That gives you nothing in the minor leagues if somebody gets hurt or anything like that. So it just depends on how they want to do this. To be honest, I think that it would be a big help to Kansas City as far as people who want to watch baseball and people who are willing to watch baseball. When we talk about the fans, I mean, if the Royals could at least win 75, 80 games a year, a lot more people would watch than this year whenever we're, 58 and 100 right now or something.
It's
less
not
than that.
quite that, but
less than that.
It's 40-something and 100. I think their TV deal comes in when 2020?
Right, but at the
so
same...
you're going to get $1 billion right there in revenue. My thing is when you raise your talent through the system, you're going longevity. Obviously, I'm going to steal a page out of the Oakland A's. They go for the cheap players that get the jobs done. They go play ball. They get it out. I mean, that's just who they are. The Royals, I believe, are going to do what they did, and most recently in 2014,
right?
When they're gonna go make those trades to get those higher caliber people to be relevant again and try to get another playoff push. If they go that route, I don't know who they're going to get rid of. Yeah, it just depends, honestly, on how if Dayton Moore is even the GM.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think Moore at this point. I mean, if he stayed until now, I think he's in it to try and rebuild it. I mean, if he really
the manager?
That's a good question. Ned Yost. Obviously, in the final year of his deal, he's up there in age. He's got his World Series championship now.
He might just be done.
I think he is. I think he's going to be done after this year. I mean, I would love to see Yost stay around and lead another group of players. He obviously did a very good job the first time. He was so level-headed. I remember back in 2011, 2012, 2013 when people were like, why are you leaving Alcides Escobar in the game whenever it's, we're down 1 in the 9th and it's a pressure situation? Take him out. Anybody. And, his answer was always,
You gotta believe in your guys. Yeah, you gotta believe in those guys.
He's got to have experience in that situation, and yet Ned Yost was great with that. I mean, Ned Yost has been under fire this year about his use of the bullpen, but I mean, how can you blame him? I mean, I know Brandon Maurer. Yeah, Brandon Maurer has been terrible. But at the same time, as long as he's on the major league roster, you've got to use him. You can't just waste that roster spot for nothing.
You're paying him for no reason. You got to play.
Right.
I think the best thing, and this is strictly my opinion, you got to build for longevity. Take your 5-year drought. You've been through it before. What's 31 years?
Right.
I mean, just go through the drought, do it again, build it the right way. Take a page out of the Cardinals book and do it. I mean, just build your talent up through the system, sustain it.
And say what you will about the Cardinals as well. The Cardinals are a team who has done it, not as much as the Yankees as far as
title-wise.
Title buying championships. The Cardinals do go out there and draft their players and develop their players. So that's one thing that you can say about the Cardinals, no matter how much their fans fucking suck.
We'll put it this way: their highest-paid player right now is Adam Wainwright.
Yeah. So I just want to know about the Cardinals. Obviously, I don't watch the Cardinals. I don't pay a whole lot of attention to them. They started poorly under Mike Matheny. He was fired mid-season, and since then they've made a push. They're now in the second wild card spot. They got a game lead over.
It's the Dodgers now.
The Dodgers.
I'm sorry, it's Colorado now. It's a game and a half lead over Colorado. The Dodgers have retaken that division as of right now. They are 3 games back of Milwaukee for a wild card spot 1. But it looks like they're going to hold that the wild card, and play Milwaukee for the 1-game playoff. Mike Shilt's done a hell of a job to get them back where they are, and it's been pretty incredible to watch, honestly. They let a couple bigger name guys just go. They brought in their young talent, and they're balling. That's all they're doing. They're straight balling. They lead the NL in wins since the All-Star break. Their pitchers, all young guys now, other than Wainwright. Waka gets hurt. They bring up Flaherty, Gant, Gomber, and Ponce de Leon. Guys, they're all studs. They're good.
Yeah. So I mean, it sounds like they're revival. Obviously, they're hot. You said most wins in the NL since the All-Star break. How do you feel? I mean, obviously the Cardinals are in the second wild card spot right now, but they're also still third place in their division. You've got the Cubs with the best record in the NL, and you got the Brewers up 2.5 games for the first wild card.
3. They're gonna win tonight, so it's gonna be 3.5. The Brewers are up 7-0 on the Reds. The Cubs are losing currently to the Diamondbacks, so It's going to stay 6-game lead over St. Louis in that division race. Milwaukee will get a game closer.
Nice. So I guess my question is, obviously the NL Central is probably the best division in baseball, at least this year. I mean, even the Pirates have been in it. The Pirates are over 500, right? I mean, they were in it
They
for
are
a while.
by a couple games. It's not. It's like a 78 and 74 type record.
Okay, so not quite in it anymore.
Yeah.
Not really in it anymore. But they were even in the race. The Reds, I mean, I know started hot. I mean, the NL.
Yeah, they started out hot.
Yeah,
They're definitely
they're
fading.
the Reds now. Yeah, they're the Reds now. But I mean, is that something that'll help the Cardinals? Obviously, if they are one of the best teams over the second half, and they've got that proven, they've got that tough schedule playing games against Chicago and Milwaukee all the time. Is that something that can help them in the playoffs as far as maybe making a run when in a season that they fired their manager, we didn't even expect them to really go to the playoffs?
Yeah, well, the Cardinals' remaining schedule is San Francisco, Milwaukee, and Chicago. They are at Chicago to end the season.
6 division games, though.
6 division, 4 against San Fran. I think they hold their own destiny. They control it. No one else can beat them, I guess I should say. They're going to either beat themselves or they're going to make it. The 3 against Milwaukee are in St. Louis, so that's going to be huge. I think if they can come out with 2 out of 3, they definitely are going to make a strong playoff push. I think the Cubs by then probably wrap up that division, so I would assume they're going to probably rest some of their guys, so that kind of helps the Cardinals, but they also might not because I don't think the Cubs want to see St. Louis in the playoff contention race. But if they make it, you got to look out.
Yeah. I mean, obviously Cubs would... Well, I guess the 2 second-place division... Well, I guess it doesn't matter because the Cubs are first. They've got like a 5-game lead over the second-best division in the NL, so they'll probably get home field wrapped
They're going to
up.
get home field, so they're going to play the
Right.
Cubs. Whoever wins that wild card game is
will
going
play
to
the
play the
Cubs.
Cubs
Right.
in the division.
Okay, right. So, yeah, so that'll be interesting. The NL obviously more wide open than the AL.
Yeah, the AL is going to
pretty
have
much
3
set.
guys. You're going to have 3-4 teams in the AL that are going to compete. NL's got all 6.
Yeah. If the season ended today, obviously we already talked about Cardinals Brewers for the wild card. The Cubs get the winner of that series, and then I wrote the Dodgers in my notes earlier, but it's now who?
It's the Dodgers.
Oh, they did take it. I
They
thought
took
you said
the
it
lead,
switched.
yeah.
Well, we were talking.
Colorado
right before.
was the lead.
Colorado was the leader. The
Yeah,
Dodgers
and
took
the
it.
Dodgers took
Okay,
it.
I didn't know if it had changed since I did my notes. That NL West changes just about every day. We talked right before the podcast about how there were 3 days a couple weeks ago where in 3 days the Diamondbacks, the Rockies, and the Dodgers all held the division lead back to back to back, which is just insane. That'll be a really exciting series to watch. But over in the AL, if it ended today, which I mean it's a lot more set in stone, I feel like, than the
I
NL
agree,
is.
yeah.
The Athletics would go to New York to play the Yankees, who are getting healthier at a good time. They're getting Chapman back and they're getting Aaron Judge back.
That's going to be a scary team in October,
Right,
man.
and the
That's gonna be
Boston Red Sox, I just feel like the Red Sox have been so good over the season.
They're going to falter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something tells me if the Yankees get past the A's in that the Yankees get hot and they could upset Boston in a year.
They could.
Yeah.
But they got to get past the A's. The A's are a good young team.
That's true. I mean, the A's would be a team that I think
scrappy.
Right.
I mean, they remind me of the 14 Royals when they got to the World
yeah.
Series. They just never gave up. And they actually, surprisingly, they played the A's in the 14.
Yeah, that's
playoffs,
true.
and Hosmer
started it all. Salvador Perez
and
down
Salvi down the line,
the 12th.
Yeah.
The other 2 teams would be Houston and Cleveland. Those divisions are pretty much wrapped up as well. Cleveland's already clinched the AL Central because that division is hot garbage.
Who's second place in that?
I mean, you got the Indians, and then you got the Tigers, Twins, Royals, and White Sox.
I think
the
Twins
last,
are in
the
second.
White Sox are second. I think it is the Twins.
I think
they
it's
were
the
competing
Twins.
for a little bit for the playoffs.
Like in April.
Yeah, I mean they had playoff aspirations. They were the only other team in the Central that even thought that they could make the playoffs. So
Tigers suck.
Yeah. All right. Before we get done with baseball, who are your picks for the NL or for the World Series?
You want my homer picks or the real ones?
Homer picks. We're all about the homer picks on this show, baby.
Cardinals are flying through it. I think they play Milwaukee. They obviously are going to go to Milwaukee to play that game.
Yeah.
The question is who do you start? Wainwright's back. He was vintage last start. He went 5 innings strong, shutout baseball, 7 Ks. If he's healthy and he's that guy, you got to go Wainwright. But you also got Martinez, who's in the bullpen, who was the ace and started opening day. But I think they take the hot hand and go with Jack Flaherty. Pretty good success against the Brewers. I got to go with them. So you got Dodgers Braves. Obviously Kershaw's going to start that series, game 1. I think you got to go Dodgers. Braves are good, but they're too young. They don't have it yet. Dodgers there. So you got Cubs, Cardinals. Whoo! It's going to be a good one. It goes 7 games. I picked the Cardinals. So you got Cardinals, Dodgers in the NLCS. Cardinals own the Dodgers in the playoffs. In the last 5, 6, 7 series, the Cardinals have won every one of them but one against the Dodgers. And that includes Clayton Kershaw's 3 starts 2 years ago, where Matt Adams was the hero twice and hit 3-run homers off Kershaw twice. I go Cardinals to the World Series. American League, Yankees, they're getting too hot. They're getting too healthy. They're a good team. Houston, Cleveland. Who do you got in that one?
Houston, Cleveland.
That's a good series.
That's the Astros. I think the Astros have probably been
defending
the best
champs.
team in the AL
Yeah,
this year.
defending champs.
They've kind of breezed through it. I mean, kind of quietly.
Other than Boston.
I guess Boston does have a better record. I just think Houston is.
They got to get healthy. They got to stay healthy. I'm not saying. I mean, they got to stay healthy. They're obviously Houston's scary. They won the World Series last year. My pick. I'm going to take Cleveland. I think they got better bona fide starters throughout the rotation. Obviously, you got Verlander, Keuchel. I think McCullers is still a starter there in Houston. I'm not 100% sure, but you do have Charlie Morton. He's pretty solid as well. I take Cleveland. I think they got better overall. Better bullpen for sure. So I got Boston Yankees. That's going to be a good one. That's going 7. I think that one goes 7. It's going to be bring back the rivalry.
New York in 7.
I'm going New York in 7. I am too. Boston's got to falter. I think they're almost too good to be true. And I think Sale coming off the injury late in the year is a little iffy. Yeah. I do think he's probably the best pitcher in baseball, in my opinion. So you got Yankees, Cleveland. For me, anyways, I'm going to go Yankees. I think it's a Cardinals-Yankees World Series. Homer, but also some viable reasons in there. If it's not the Cardinals in the NL, I got to go Dodgers. So I'm hoping it's Cardinals-Yankees. I'll take the Cardinals in 6.
I mean, it's a Homer pick. Homer all the way.
Homer picks, man.
All the way to 6-game World
I think
Series.
you got to go 6 games to the Cardinals.
Yeah. All right. Just to save a little time so we can get into some NFL here, I'm just going to pick my World Series. Give me the Houston Astros back in the World Series.
Back-to-backs.
Give me
I like
the Chicago Cubs. 2 teams that I've honestly kind of rooted for since the Royals.
Why would you pick
the Royals
the Cubs?
run ended?
You picked the Cubs because I'm sitting here.
Actually, you know what? Fuck the Cubs. Give me the Brewers, baby. Lorenzo Cain, Mike Moustakas, they know how to win in the postseason. I'm telling you right now.
They also know
the Cardinals in the wild card. Brewers in the World Series in 4.
Let's be
Brewers
honest.
In 4.
Let's be honest. Moustakas and Cain also know how to lose in the playoffs.
Not until the World Series. They know how to sweep They know how to win the wild card and then sweep the divisional series and the championship series. They know how to do that.
They played the Angels, who can't win in the playoffs ever.
And the Orioles, who also.
And the Orioles, who are also the worst team in baseball.
In history.
So.
History. Yeah. Give me the Brewers over the Yankees. That's my official prediction right now. Brewers
You
over
picked
the Yankees.
Houston to go back-to-back.
Oh, my God, I did.
You
All
right.
Lock
Look,
it down
see?
right now. Lock it down right now. Brewers, Yankees. It's changing by the second over here. Brewers, Yankees. You heard it here first. That's it. No more. Brewers, Yankees. To the NFL, like we tried to start 30 minutes ago, your Eagles are 1-1. They just fell to Fitzmagic and the Buccaneers. I mean, Jesus, what the hell is that?
You know, two big plays, 2 75-yard touchdown passes. Obviously, one first play of the game goes to Deshaun.
Yeah.
Love that, man, and I don't know why. Chip Kelly's an idiot. We're going to get that off the chest right now. Chip Kelly is an idiot. But I got to love Doug Peterson. Got to love the man.
Yeah.
Who has the balls to go for it on 4th down in the Super Bowl against Tom Brady and the Patriots? Big Dick Doug. With Big Dick Nick.
Was that Peterson's first year? No,
second year.
Okay.
He had a Wentz as his quarterback the very first rookie year.
Gotcha, yeah. I forgot Wentz was a second-year player last year.
Yep, second-year player last year. He's a third-year player this year.
MVP caliber, MVP probably favorite before he goes down with that ACL.
I think he's unanimous almost.
Yeah, my question for you is obviously good news for Eagles fans.
Wentz is back.
Wentz is back. Do you think he's 100% Carson Wentz as soon as he gets back? Or do you think it takes a week or two?
I did see a story that he's been actually ready to go for a month. They wanted to ease him into the season but he's been ready to play.
As far as like getting him some workouts,
physically,
practices, kind of like a training camp, kind of
basically
simulation.
Yep.
Okay.
He's been ready to go for about a month.
It makes sense. I mean, because you've seen videos and stuff of him practicing.
That guy
he's had the brace, but I mean, and it makes sense that when you've got a quarterback that's shown that much promise
he's
for
your
that big of a
franchise.
portion
He's your
of the
franchise
season,
QB.
right.
It's like,
and when you've got a fucking backup quarterback who's the Super Bowl MVP,
yeah, you can't. Why
you
not?
can wait a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Foles did struggle. He struggled in games down the stretch last year. He struggled in games in the playoffs that the Eagles still won. He obviously dicked all over Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, which is great, but he struggled at the beginning of this year. But at the same time, he's a guy that's viable. He's the best backup.
In the NFL. The only argument that's even out there would be Chase Daniel, and Chase Daniel doesn't have
a perfect quarterback rating against the Chiefs defense.
That was in the yeah, but I mean, he's your only other viable one, just strictly because of NFL tenure.
Right. And he has proven. I mean, in a couple games with the Chiefs as a backup,
he can ball. He can ball.
That's got to be the greatest gig. Like, how much money did they say he's made to like play like?
Oh, it's got to be at least $50 million to just do nothing to watch Tom Brady or Drew Brees throw all over everybody. Alex Smith throw it. I mean, he throws all over everybody. He just don't air it out like Mahomes.
We got Hill.
Yeah, I mean, but that has got to be the best job. The only other one would be the backup punter.
Yeah. I mean,
but how kickers fall this year, they might get a new job by the end of the week. You never know. We're going to have like 43 missed field goals this week. Book it right now.
So, enough about the Eagles. They got Wentz back. I don't really care about them. This is my target audience right here.
Hey, they're solid.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Solid.
2-0. We'll talk about the defense in a minute, but that offense looks good. I mean, it looks like the 2003 Kansas City Chiefs offense and more.
Throwing the ball. Just throwing it.
I mean, Mahomes has looked
outstanding.
I know it's 2 games, but I mean, he looked almost as perfect as you can look against the Steelers.
Absolutely.
23 for 28, 326 yards, 6 touchdowns. I mean, Chris Conley fumbled the ball inside the 25-yard line down the stretch. He would have had 7, man. I was wanting to tie that Nick Foles record.
Hey, Nick Foles threw it against the Raiders.
Oh, well, okay. Well, I mean, then Patrick Mahomes has 2 shots this year.
He's
so
got
I'm
2 shots.
I'm feeling confident. Obviously,
but whoa. Who's your MVP right now? Are you taking Mahomes or are you taking Fitzmagic?
Right now, I would have to say Fitzpatrick, because he's got 8. He doesn't have an interception, right?
No interceptions.
So
yes, he does. He threw an interception this weekend against the Eagles.
So he's got 8-1 touchdown interception ratio, but he's got over 800 yards, which is over 100 more than Mahomes has. I don't know, man. I mean,
I like Mahomes.
I would take Fitzpatrick just because the Chiefs have a better supporting cast. I feel like nobody expected the Buccaneers to win even 1 game necessarily of Winston's suspension, speaking of which, Winston needs to stay on the bench.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Until he has a shit game, a Nathan Peterman game, he needs to stay.
Yep. But the reason I would have to agree with you and say Fitzpatrick is because he played the Saints, beat them. Played the Eagles, beat them.
Right.
The two of the top teams in the NFC.
Right.
Fitzpatrick beat them. Now I'm not saying 2
teams that had good defenses last year too.
2 great, yeah. Eagles obviously with
the Chargers have a decent defense, but they've got a lot of injuries already. The Steelers' defense was not good last year, and they've shown this year so far that they're not very good. So we'll see what Mahomes does, but through 2 games, I mean, you can't look much better.
10 touchdowns. That guy is an animal.
10 touchdowns.
He's got
through 2 games. I mean, I don't know. It's hard for me to not. I mean, and I said this in my NFL podcast earlier today. I mean, the Chiefs fans need to look at this as a Super Bowl or bust season now. We'll talk about the defense in a second. I know that was a red flag, but when you've got an offense that can win shootout games like this, who can score at ease like this, I mean, I know the Chiefs took a 21-0 lead against the Steelers in the first quarter. The Steelers had it tied up by halftime. I was pissed because our defense is terrible, but I really still wasn't even that nervous. I still had that feeling, honestly, that I was confident that we could win that game and that we would win that game, you know?
Here's my question. Do you think Andy Reid gets complacent when he has big leads?
Yes, absolutely. And I don't think he even gets complacent. I think he gets conservative. And I think these days, because he's blown games like that, I think he thinks about it too much.
I agree, yeah.
The Titans game, I was there in person last year. As soon as we went up 14-0 in the first, it was run, punt. I mean, he completely put the training wheels back.
But why doesn't he do that in the playoffs when they have a lead? Instead he's like, oh, screen pass, dump off.
Right.
Well, what the hell are you doing?
I think the deal
you got Kareem Hunt.
Right. And I think the deal with Alex Smith was, I mean, just to be able to go out there and like do that, and then to have to turn it off and then try and turn it back on. Alex Smith wasn't a quarterback.
You can't do that. Yeah, you can't do that.
I mean, Alex Smith, has put up good stats. He's been a good quarterback, but in order to do that, he has to have a good supporting cast. We saw that at the end of his time in San Francisco and with his time in Kansas City. He's got to have a good coach, and he's got to be able to get in a rhythm and have open receivers and stuff. He can't force the ball into coverage like Mahomes can. He doesn't have that arm strength. So
I agree.
I think that's part of it. I think Mahomes showed how easy it was. I just felt like, we go up 21-0, we get conservative, we let the game get tied, and just as soon as we go out in the second half, it's right back on. And I think that's something that I don't want to say that they can score at will, but it kind of felt like that over the first two games. It's like, oh shit, we haven't scored in 2 or 3 drives. They've scored 10 points unanswered. It's a close game again. Touchdown.
Yeah.
It just felt easy. And that's something, whenever you've got something like that, you've got to make it your goal to make it to the Super Bowl. So Eric Berry, there's rumors that he's going to practice this week. I really hope he does. That's going to make a huge difference on the defensive side, not only in talent at that safety spot, but just emotional leadership on the field, man. That's something that can't be replaced. It's something we've obviously lost with the loss of Tom Bahali, with the loss of Derek Johnson. I don't know. I'm just I think that Eric Berry's going to help out, and I think that the Chiefs have got to look at this as a Super Bowl or bust season, and I think that they're more than capable. I mean, Patrick Mahomes puts them on another level as far as Super Bowl contention.
You got to be realistic too as Chiefs fans, and trust me, I do love Mahomes. I think he's a great quarterback. He's definitely the face of the Chiefs as of right now. He is probably the most popular man in Kansas City, if not Missouri in general.
Yeah. And speaking of that, 6'10" earlier today, it was a conversation with Carrington Harrison on the drive. Eric Hosmer, we've already talked about in Kansas City, a very popular man. Patrick Mahomes through 2 games, I mean, it's a sensation around here.
Absolutely.
It's a fanfare.
Everybody's
talking about it. And the question that was raised on 610 was, do you think that Patrick Mahomes has reached or surpassed Eric Hosmer's popularity today? Do you think he has yet?
Absolutely. Hosmer's not here.
Yeah.
I think if Hosmer's still
Hosmer's
here,
peak popularity in Kansas City.
Peak popularity,
World Series winner.
Probably
going on the Late Show.
Probably not yet.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because you're 2 games in the regular season. It's
3
Mahomes
games into his career, right?
Hosmer. Do you win the World Series without Hosmer? I would say no, because when it was late, Hosmer was clutch. You don't know if Mahomes is clutch yet. Right. Could be. He hasn't really had to be yet.
He was clutch against the Broncos, even with no touchdown passes.
He made those.
We lost it. It was tied.
Yeah.
He gets the ball back.
But
2-minute warning. Perfect 2-minute drive. Obviously, I know it's week 17. You're playing backups. It don't really matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I don't know. I mean, I listened to an interview on 610 with LaTroy Hawkins, who is Patrick Mahomes' godfather, earlier this week, and I don't know if I've ever heard anything bad about Patrick Mahomes from somebody who's not Stephen A. Smith, who talks out his ass just to get his viewership on that show. And all the NFL analysts, everybody loves him, and everything you hear about him is positive. So I mean, it's just.
And I love the young quarterbacks that are going to take over when these guys retire. When you got Breeze gone, Brady gone, Rodgers gone, and you never know, Rodgers, if he doesn't stay healthy, he could retire early. I mean, but you're literally leaning on guys like Russell Wilson, who I don't think is very good. But you got Mahomes, Wentz, Trubisky, Goff. Those guys are going to be the faces. Darnold, whenever he gets up there. Those are your faces of the NFL here in the next 5 years.
Right.
I think obviously Mahomes is going to surpass Hosmer, but I want to see him be clutch in the playoffs. I want to see him win.
Hosmer in February.
He might,
especially
if they win the division.
Super Bowl MVP.
If he can win that division and win 2 games in the playoffs, which the Chiefs haven't done in how many years now?
To be honest, dude, if we win a game in the playoffs that's not against Tom Savage and the Texans, it's already more than Alex Smith.
Absolutely.
I mean, it was against Tom Savage and Ryan Mallett or whoever they threw out whenever. I mean, it shouldn't even count. It shouldn't even count. And
I did make it. Obviously, I knew it wasn't true, but I just thought it was funny. There was a Waterboy meme on Facebook, and it was hilarious. It was hilarious. Chiefs fans are ornery because they haven't won a playoff game in 20 years.
I mean, and Willman knows this. I can dish it and I can take it. I mean, listen, you got to be able to make fun of yourselves, and let's be honest, man.
Chiefs in the last 20 years.
The last time the Chiefs won a playoff game at home was against Buffalo, and I wasn't even born yet, man. You got to be able to joke with yourself. You got to be able to make fun of yourself.
Absolutely.
It's not, life's no fun if you don't. I mean, to see shit like that and get pissed all the time, I just couldn't. I wouldn't want to watch football if I was that pissed off all the time about people talking shit. I mean, it's sports. Man.
It's supposed to be fun, and that's all it is. I'm passionate about other teams than him,
right?
But It's all in fun. It's all in fun.
It almost makes it more fun. So, I had a little bit more planned, but we've gone a lot longer. We've been able to talk a lot more about some stuff than I originally planned. So hopefully we can save some of this other stuff for the next podcast. I'm actually really excited. I think this was really fucking good, and we're definitely going to be back again.
I need to know your Super Bowl pick.
Oh, Super Bowl pick.
Realistic, and obviously I know your Homer's Chiefs because
Chiefs in the rematch of the Mexico City game is my homer pick. Until the Patriots stop making the Super Bowl in the AFC every year, Rams-Patriots is my realistic pick.
Yeah.
I got the Rams in the NFC. I think they just look so good. I know the Eagles are contenders, the Vikings. The NFC has a lot of really, really good teams.
I think it honestly depends on Wentz for the Eagles. If Wentz is back to Wentz, the guy was an MVP through 14 games last year, led the league in touchdowns until the very last game of the season, and he didn't play the last 3 games.
That's wild.
Up to me, I think if you got a healthy Carson Wentz, healthy Alshon Jeffrey, Aguilar obviously is a stud, Ertz is a stud, and they just brought back Jordan Matthews.
Can we talk about who's going to lead the league in touchdown passes this year, though? It's Patrick Mahomes.
He got a 2-game jump on Carson there.
And he got a 10-touchdown head start, which is a record. So shut up. All right, guys.
We'll see what happens.
All right, that's all we got. We could do this all day, but y'all aren't going to watch a 4-hour-long video. So we'll be back soon. Thanks, Deven, for coming in.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me.
This has been a lot of fun, and we'll do it again soon. Everybody else, thank you for watching. Share this video. Like it. Follow me at KCR BELLSKI on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all that shit.
I do have a Twitter. It's at Baseball Deven. I haven't used it.
Yeah, I tagged you in it earlier when I said we were coming on here, but I knew you wouldn't see it.
I have not used it. I will re-download it because obviously if this is going to be something, I will get on there and talk to people. If you got questions, message me, tag me. I don't care. I'll answer them.
Yeah, send us your questions, send us your comments so we can
you want to talk shit? You can talk shit. I can handle it. But I guarantee
you
you're going to get it. You're going to get it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night.